As teachers, you might be dealing with students coming up to you and tattle-tailing for every single little thing. And before you know it, you've got 5 or 6 kids around you trying to tell you something that they didn't approve of or something they didn't like that either a student or another teacher has done. In my classroom, we have a tattle box and a tell me something good box. The tattle box is where kids can just drop their concerns in, and the tell me something good box is a box that can help kids put a piece of paper in to praise a student who has helped them. So we're kind of balancing two things. We've got complaints, and then we've also got some praises. I have this in the corner of my classroom. Kids can come in during transitions, whether that is after specials, after PE, after recess. Maybe it's them coming in the morning or before they leave for the rest of the day. They'll take a piece of paper and a pencil, which is already provided, and they'll write down their concern or their praise and put it in the red bucket if it's a tattle, and they'll put it in the green bucket if it's for tell me something good. At the end of the week, I take these out, I read them, I give the praises to the kids. When the kids are all sitting on the rug, we'll do that on a Monday morning, and we'll read the praises so that we can acknowledge when someone's done something good. And then I'll also read the tattles, but I won't say who the tattle is about or who the tattle is from. I'll read what happened. What I can do at that point is I can take note of the names that are mentioned who kids are tattling on. And if it's a reoccurring thing, I can take them out into the hallway later on, or I can just pull them aside as they come in the morning. I can pull them aside at the end of the day and just have a nice little quick conversation. Like if there's one kid who keeps pushing in front of the line and I've got 3 or 4 tattles on that kid, I just pull that kid aside and just talk to them about some line etiquette, which I don't know why every single kid wants to be at the front of the line. I try telling them that if you're in the front of the line and you're walking down the hallway and there's some dog poop in the middle of the hallway, guess who the first person to step into it is? It's you. So being at the front of the line isn't always the best thing. Always make sure that you have pencil and paper already available. Pencil and paper already available so kids aren't just running around, and make sure that the pencil sharpener is sharp because every single kid loves to go to the pencil sharpener, and no doubt inside of your room you have one of those pencil sharpeners that just make the sound, and it's always when you're teaching that all kids want to sharpen their pencils. The tattle box allows you to take care of the bigger problems. Now, helping kids distinguish between what is a big problem and a small problem. A big problem is something that might be someone is hitting someone really hard. Maybe someone is being bullied. Those types of things that might affect a student's safety, affect their well-being. Those are the things that you want kids to come to you and report. Now, we know sometimes someone's big problem might seem like a small problem to someone else, and then in reverse, a small problem to someone might seem like it is a big one. So at that point, if you start hearing the student say something to you and you're like, you know what, I could take care of this later on, just tell them, tattle box it. And they can go and get a piece of paper, get the pencil, write it down, put it into the tattle box. One thing that I really like to push is the tell me something good box, because a lot of kids do good stuff that you as a teacher might not even see. There was one friend that ended up helping another person on the swing, teaching them how to push themselves on the swing. And it was really cool to read that because I wouldn't have known it. I always play with kids at recess. There'll be a video on how you can spend time with kids at recess. But if I didn't see that kid pushing the other one and helping them, with them writing it down that somebody else helped me do something and it made me feel happy, I can give that student praise. And praise will go a lot further than what a tattle will. Give as many praises and shout outs as what you possibly can, and you're giving the students a platform to do that with the tell me something good box. Now, with older students, a tattle box might not really be necessary, but what is necessary is the tell me something good. When I was long-term substituting in 5th grade, I used a big, huge whiteboard, which was next to the smartboard, and I wrote, tell me something good. And I had a bunch of different magnets on there so that it was eye-catching and kids would want to go over and interact with it. And it was really cool to see the kids go up and interact. Now, I didn't leave things up the entire time. If it got full, I would erase it. If it didn't get that full, I would still erase it at the end of the week, and then we could start off with a fresh board at the beginning of every week. What was cool in that class is I was only teaching science, so I had 3 classes that would rotate. I would have my homeroom class, But then I'd have two other classes that came in. And as they came in, they would also see what other students had wrote about them from the other classes, because it's all the same grade. It was all fifth grade. They all interact with each other, even at recess, at lunch, outside in the hallways, on the bus. There's things that you as a teacher might not see something positive that your students do. And there's always that one or two kids in the class that you're just like, oh my gosh, can they do something right? You're not really looking out for those things because your brain is always focused on the negative, on what they're doing negatively. You'll be surprised to know that they do a lot of good. I was going to say doo-doo. Well, my 5-year-old brain makes me laugh when I say doo-doo. You know why? It's like doo-doo. So when they do something good, that's going to be in the Tell Me Something Good box, written by another student. So then you're able to pull that student up, lift them up, and give them a praise. That's going to go a lot further than all that they hear is a tattle. That's why I highly recommend mention the names on the praises. Don't mention the names on the tattles. I have a hard rule. No one is allowed to go into the tattle box and look at the tattle box. No one can tell another student, I put a tattle in to tattle on you. I feel weird saying tattle. I always used to think it was tattle. Is it tattle or tattle? TT or DD? I don't know. I put TT. Tattle box. A fib box. There you go. No, but a fib is a lie, isn't it? Okay. Squirrel brain just went off the tracks. So let's take a look at what's inside of the tattle box, and it'll give you an idea of what some kids are putting into the tattle box that you wouldn't necessarily have to deal with there and then when you're trying to get a lesson started, or you're trying to get them all settled down, ready to give some instruction. Maybe there's 5 or 6 kids who had something happen at recess and they didn't tell you while recess was going. And then it's just a bombardment of all of these kids. And it's just a big distraction for the day. Then you have the person that they're tattling on coming up to you as well saying, no, I didn't because they did this. And it just becomes a big argument between 2 or 3 other students. And then you're mediating and not being able to sort it out. If you give them the tattle box, they can put it in the tattle box. Usually they forget about it within the first 5 minutes because, again, big problem, little problem. So as you can see, I just used Santa Claus, almost dropped it. Oh, just used a red Santa Claus bucket. When I get my own classroom next year, I'll probably jazz them up a little bit and actually have some boxes that they can slip them in. But I use what was available, and it doesn't have to be fancy. The tattle box, I say you're not going to need it for the older grades, but it's just red, and I just stuck on tattle box. So in the tattle box, I have Mr. Luke. This person pushed me. Mr. Luke, this person laughed at me. It's kind of the same student, by the way. Mr. Luke, this person pushed me. There's a lot of pushing going on. I think it's always trying to be like first in line. This person fight. This person is a liar and they fight with a paper towel. This one seems like it was meant to be something good. I always used to be shy asking for these, but if you like the information that's in this channel, please just drop a subscribe, give me a like, write some comments, engage a little bit so that we can have some conversation, some discussion on what you're experiencing inside of your classroom. Maybe there's a problem that hasn't been resolved yet and we can work on it together. Okay, and I did something very similar with the Tell Me Something Good box. Again, it was just a green, labeled 1 red, 1 green, tell me something good, have a tattle box. So I mentioned before that there's a student or a couple of students that you might be wondering, do they do anything good for their peers inside of the classroom? And here's one that actually mentions one of those students. Mr. Luke, this student helped me get up. So maybe the student had fallen down and another student showed kindness and help them up. Mr. Luke, this student shad a spot on the vom commit. Shad a spot on the vom commit. Oh, there you go. This person shared a spot on the carpet. Mr. Luke, this is exciting. Okay, I like that one. This one is exciting. Mr. Luke, this student hugged me. And Mr. Luke, this person learned how to push myself on the swan. Okay, so this person helped me learn how to push or push, P-O-O-S-H, myself on the swan. And that means swing. Maybe it's how they sound because I'm in the country and they're trying to say swang. Push me on the swang. Tattle box and the Tell Me Something Good box has been working really well. Again, for the older grades, I don't need it. I just have a board. They can put sticky notes up there. They can write them down. You can erase it. You can take those sticky notes off at the end of the week. Let all of the other students see it. These ones for the younger grades, I don't tell them who wrote the tattle. I don't tell them who the tattle is about, but the praises, I'll tell them who the praises is from and who the praises is for. So why should you have a tattle box and a Tell Me Something Good box? Saves you a lot of time. Saves the conflict happening in front of everybody. Saves the conflict happening inside of the room. You can address it personally. Just make sure that you're distinguishing to kids what a big problem and a small problem is, and have solid times and rules on when they can come and put a tattle in the tattle box and when they can leave a Tell Me Something Good. I would like to say I really do appreciate everyone watching this channel. There's thousands of YouTube channels out there, especially about teaching, and to choose me to watch, that's really humbling, because there's a lot of people on there that know a lot more than me. They're a lot more experienced than me. There's things that I've been able to bring into the teacher realm from the outside world and from other jobs that I've had. And again, this career is something that I chose to do because I love working with kids and helping them learn and being a teacher and teaching the next generation of kids. This is Mr. Luke Unplugged, and you have just unplugged. Help us grow this channel and join us and subscribe.